What's up, everybody? Well, yeah, we officially almost died. As you can see here, we got a Dodge 3500. We happen to call her Lucinda. It's our pickup. It's got a long story behind her. We'll probably go into another day. Maybe, who knows? Maybe on this little episode here. But she decided she didn't want to hold on to 4 of the lug studs on the way home Sunday when we were driving her home from the coast. That'll be a whole nother series. As you can see, I'm going to jack it up here. I really don't care if you don't like that or not, as you can tell. And I didn't get a shot of me going up in the air either, so, because I'm a YouTube newbie. But we're going to zap off the lug nuts here. We are up in the air. Luckily, I had this awesome Milwaukee impact gun, and holy moly, there's another one broke as I took it off. So thankful we pulled over. You want to talk about a scary feeling? Try having 12,000 pounds going to a death wobble on you about 77 mile an hour and your wife look at you like she just saw a ghost. Let's just keep taking this one off real nice and good, but I really didn't have a choice. Anyways. But yeah, luckily enough, we had the tools to fix this. And what I used for this method here, after calling all around Douglas County and seeing that nobody had a lug stud, I was really impressed with how this one came off actually, was that, hey, we're going to have to rob Peter to pay Paul to fix this thing, so let's go ahead and pull the pants up and get to work. I've knocked out a wheel stud in my day or two, but, you know, I just didn't know, should I pull the adapter, should I not? Fuck it, let's just hit them with a hammer, because they were all jacked up anyway, so that's what I did here. Struggled along for a minute, and then they started popping out. Wasn't really too hard of a process, actually, but I was really hoping to get home Sunday to make a new Nova episode, or finish it up, and this took place, so I was like, you know what, we're making an episode about this instead. So if you guys are watching this, most of you are probably somewhat mechanically inclined, but hey, I like to have a clean workspace, so that's what we're doing here, cleaning that stuff up, taking my time here. Alright, I'm going to move the other side and mess this side up now. Finally had enough sense to put down a garbage sack so I wasn't laying in the bark mulch gravel stuff here. Luckily too, I got 3 bottle jacks on this truck, so we didn't even have to swap jacks or nothing, just straight up. There's my sidekick, my wife's best friend Kate. She was a lot of help on this journey. So we jacked this side up in the air real quick here, and then we're just gonna basically, I took that tire off, or I'm gonna take this tire off, rob a couple lug nuts and lug studs from this side, and rob Peter to pay Paul, and we're gonna put the other side back together. That's about the only thing I can think of to do. Anyways, this just turned out to be actually a pretty awesome Sunday, and for the circumstances, it really couldn't have worked out any better. We had all the tools on board to do it, and I guess that's why they put 8 on these things. No reason to fret and get it towed home when you got enough parts right on the side of the road, enough tools to do it to fix it. So you guys will get kind of a cool tech tip here if you didn't know already, but I am going to use the tip of these nuts here in a minute to tap them out, but stay tuned for that. This one didn't come off as easy as the other side did, but I'm getting pretty used to these dually wheels because I've done this a time or two now, and honestly, I think the reason those studs broke is probably my fault because I didn't have them torqued down tight enough, probably. Got that one to budge off, and boom, there it came. Anyways, if you guys have any feedback or anything you'd like to see on this channel, and leave them in the comments, but this is just something we came up with, and I had a tripod and some phones on board, so, and no other time to do it, but yeah, here we went. We weren't worrying about being safe at all. And if you guys took anything out of this video, take this. I put those nuts flush with that stud, even though there is a good shank on this wheel stud, but it just leaves it to where it's not going to flare that stud out, and I know it's going to be useful. I've done this on millions of little studs and bolts over the years, so just, if you're going to take one thing out of this video, take that right there. Other than that, just laugh along with me. Moving to the other side here, I was pretty impressed that these wheel adapters allowed for you to take the studs and just push it right in like that. And Luckily we got the Fiskers on board. Bam, bam, bam! Right into the old groove. You have to pardon me. I live in Oregon, so if you don't like that, fuck off. Always helps to have good tools, that's for sure. This job would have not been very fun if we would have had just a bottle jack and a standard lug wrench on board, that's for sure. Honestly, I don't even know if it would have been possible, but I'll tell you guys what, don't try to hit your rotor like that, dummy. It didn't cause any more shaking though. You want to talk about a paranoid passenger? Try going over a speed bump in this thing after the shake she did right before this deal happened. Boy, left a real weird look on my wife's face the whole rest of the ride home, I tell you guys what. And this is cool, lining up an 8-lug in the dirt. Never done that before, but there's a first for everything. And if you guys came this far along, I appreciate you watching along. There ain't much education in this video, but if nothing else, I figured, hey, y'all can see everybody's struggles, right? And let's go ahead and drop our lug down in the dirt there. Sometimes life throws you lemons, man, but you gotta make lemonade. And when you got 16 lugs and 5 broken, and you rob some from the other side to make sure you're gonna make it home. And you're gonna see here, I tighten these things tight. I ain't gonna make sure this happens again. I was super surprised to figure out that these studs broke due to being loose and not tight. And then I figured out when I took this side loose earlier on the video that, shoot, 3 of them were still loose. Baffled me. I had these things at 95 pounds, but I had no idea they were supposed to be to 110 to 140 when I called and got some advice. As you guys can see here, I really snugged them up this time, and guess what? It made the 300-mile trip home too. So we're on our way back from our property on the coast in Myrtle Point, or Coos County, and on our way back to Redmond, if you all know where that's at in Oregon. And we were hitting I-5 and doing about 77 to 80 mile an hour, and we hit some real risky business there. So definitely want to make sure they're not going to come loose again. Move on over the other side, get our safety violation out of there. I just figured if that bottle jack did peter off, at least it was something to fall on. Besides me, that would have been a good one. Alright, let's line up our 8, because we're great. I guess it's only 6. And just to let everybody know, we did make it all the way back to Redmond, and got some parts the very next day, and we're putting lugs in tomorrow actually, because I'm editing this the night after it happened, and I drove the Jeep to work today. So we parked Lucinda as soon as she got home, and she won't get moved again until she gets new lugs put in it. Alright, it's cleanup time. We're going to go ahead and start setting this thing down. Couldn't have asked for a much smoother process there. And if you're going to watch this long, you might as well check the rest of this out. We're going to clean this mess up, give you guys a little tour of Lucinda while we're at it. Figured, why not? We're here, right? So I keep all the jacks and all the transport stuff in this box over here. We got 3 big old hydro bottle jacks there, and I do keep a jack stand underneath too. You can see I dropped the truck in that frame just before there and got my other shorter jack underneath. I do love that shocker hitch if anybody cares. And then we're going to do a little couple frames of the box here. Couldn't decide which way I wanted to look at the box, so I'm going to go ahead and raise the camera up here after I put that punch away and see if I can get it figured out. We bought this truck from my late father-in-law's estate, and it's a huge sentimental truck to me and my wife. 99% of these tools are his. I've added some here, but yeah, it's definitely a truck that he rides with us most of the time. Not to get too emotional, but yeah. Definitely glad to have all this stuff on board in times of need like this. So we just went ahead and retorqued all the wheels here, and we went up on the highway, and you'll see in the very end of this video I kind of go to shot where we're in a parking lot, but I just didn't have enough hands on board at that point. I didn't feel like sitting at the tripod, but I did make sure everything's tight, and she was tight. She held the whole way. Flexing. So if you guys see this pickup hauling a 67 Nova behind it with twin turbos hanging out the hood, you'll know who it is. That's our get up right here. I figured, hey, while we're here, we might as well make sure the wheels are tight. Drop our sockets in the dirt like we always do, but yeah, just didn't want nothing coming loose. So had no idea dually wheels were supposed to be this tight when I started, and we all got to learn something, right? So, but from now on, these things get taken to 110 to 140. Learning lesson guaranteed. If nothing else, made for a great adventure with the wife, and we all made it out safe. The dogs enjoyed the breeze, chilling there for a minute, and we weren't even in a real populated area, so really couldn't have asked for a much better situation for what happened here. And I'm just going to tighten up these back wheels. Nothing was loose. I just wanted to check. Figured it'd make good content if nothing else. So you can see we got another box right there, and in that one I just keep jumper cables. That's pretty much just it. We got 2 or 3 sets in there. That way I can get from the front of the truck to the back, and we're going to jump back in this thing, hit back on Interstate 5 North, and she's going to ride like a dream all the way to Redmond. So this pickup too's got a 6.7 Cummins in it. I'm sure if you know the trucks, you know that. And I couldn't ask for a better tow horse. This truck, since I've been driving it, has been phenomenal. I mean, except for this little mishap, which is my fault, this truck has been just nothing but great. And I would like to do some work to it one day, because it is a completely bone stock, but we'll get there, because we're living happily ever after. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next episode.